No more intros, you know the drill by now. Go! The gas station roof is clearly the most optimal spot to hold on the first part of Route 66, but not when you're alone. This Winston clearly wants to jump on me. I'm already thinking ahead and decide to drop off the roof and hang next to my Zarya so I can get a shield. Which is all well and good, except for the part where Zarya was in the middle of a close range duel with the enemy Reinhardt. So all I did was throw myself into his hammer. I should have gone for the health pack in the gas station instead. That would have allowed me to survive a full clip of the Tesla cannon and draw Winston out of his bubble. Killing him by myself should have been no problem. Here's just me getting accidentally nano boosted. It's a thing that happens every now and then. I'm making it work by just holding forward and left click and hoping for the best. Discorded body shots do 90 damage when you're boosted, and that ain't nothing to sneeze at. And after that ridiculous nonsense, we eventually pull off a successful hold at the gas station, giving us a huge advantage for attack. On attack, both sides are playing very conservatively, and it takes a long time for a real sustained engagement to break out. The enemy Zarya drops a graviton and catches two teammates, but my ult is only 90% charged. So I intentionally throw myself into the graviton to give myself a little easier time landing the necessary shots to get 100%, then activate ASAP. I manage to save the Zarya, but then a raging Winston shows up to ruin my day. I'm trying to steer myself away from the cliff, but he's not having any of that. Just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Our patience eventually pays off though, since we successfully held the first checkpoint. Winning one team fight was all it took. At the start of the outer castle phase, I was too focused on capitalizing on our Zarya's ult to notice that the enemy Reaper just got nano boosted and was doing work behind my back. The kills traded pretty evenly, so this wasn't a total wash, but I was holding on to my ult, and the damage was already done before I could save anyone with it. I'd say we had a 50-50 chance of reclaiming the payload, but in the end we lost that coin flip, and I could have given my team a much higher chance had I just been more attentive and saved them from the boosted Reaper. This fight to eventually secure the second checkpoint was fairly hectic, but I liked my spacing for the entire duration. First, the enemy Mei dropped her ult on us from the bridge above, so I backed away to stay out, and the Zarya and I have no trouble taking care of her. Then Reinhardt charges in with a boosted Reaper backing him up, so I backpedal yet again. Our McCree catches all three of the other enemies back at the castle door with one Deadeye, so the rest of my team has an easy time focusing down the last two. This phase of Eichenwald is very wide open, lots of room to maneuver. Be sure to take advantage of that. Finally, yes, I know, I forgot again, but Lucio and I ulted at the same time, and I'm not going to let this go until I get it right, damn it. But it didn't matter here since it was the last push. Both our ults ended up making this Genji feel worthless. He wasn't even swinging at any targets. One thing I did remember was throwing a Discord on him before popping Transcendence. Not bad, all things considered. On defense, I always look for opportunities like these to get free ult charge at the start of the round with a fully charged right click. Bam, 10% right there. Very safe on this map since you have a short path with cover to retreat back to the other side of the bridge on. So hey, we get to talk about Widowmaker a little bit for once. She's so rare to see in this meta. One thing that has never changed since day one though, is Zen being one of her primary targets. Sure, you can survive a fully charged body shot now, but good luck actually juking and dodging those. Now, you're almost never going to be in this situation, but I actually had the opportunity to sneak up on an unsuspecting Widow here. And as you're about to see, I totally blew it. So how could I have approached this differently? Well, for starters, I should have taken advantage of the fact that Zen is the only hero in this game that doesn't make footstep noise while uncrouched. So getting point blank instead of getting too excited and throwing the Discord on her as soon as I spotted her would have been the way to go. Second, she was positioned between me and a health pack, so I had the luxury of taking just a little bit more time to position myself to her right so that I could control that health pack once the fight started. Anyway, don't want to dwell on that much longer. Here at the start of the inner castle phase, this is one of those rare positions where you can use the payload for cover while shooting underneath it. Take advantage of it when you can, especially since you can easily track targets you've marked with Discord. Here I made a small lapse in judgment about my positioning. The Widow peeks down this line of sight and kills me just before our Reinhardt moved over there to cover us. Frankly, this Ryan went out of his way to protect me when it should have been the other way around. I needed to keep my position relative to where he is. Instead, he had to come to me, which resulted in my death coming just a split second too early. Things are looking dicey here in the last stretch, but right here I'm allowing myself to feel myself just a little. I recognized we could take down this boosted Reaper without me having to pop ult, and boy did that turn out to be a great decision. Check out this ult on reaction to this incoming Earth Shatter. And the Rhine ended up charging me instead of someone he just knocked down. Couldn't ask for a better situation. And here's the last fight. Gotta give credit to this Widowmaker for sticking it out even inside the castle walls. Grappling with the chandelier was pretty clever, but with Transcendence on deck I'm not that worried. Since this is the last fight, I'm justified using the ult to save myself, just to give us a higher chance of finishing this game right here and now. Things start poorly for us on Volskaya as the enemy DPS has little trouble moving through the arch and harassing our team, opening the way for the rest of their team to start a brawl. I'm staying safe and giving my Reinhardt the best possible chance of winning this isolated mirror match, but they end up KOing each other. So I check the kill feed to decide whether or not to move back to the first point to help contest, but I see 3 kills for Team Red, so I'm splitting town. No need for me to feed the enemy team if I don't have to. Fast forwarding to a spot where we very nearly lost the second point. We do manage to barely hold on, but I have to call myself out here for choosing to fight this Genji one-on-one instead of just continuing to walk towards the point. You see how close that point is to getting capped? I can't afford to waste time with this Genji. Obviously I can't just ignore him completely, otherwise he'll kill me before I can even contest, but there's no reason I couldn't have dragged our fight to the objective. The next big fight happens a couple minutes later, and this bridge is my preferred holding spot since I can safely support the team from up here without risking getting caught in brawls on the objective. And when you need to use Transcendence like here, it can catch the enemy off guard. This was a perfect bang for buck ult. The red team used Earth Shatter, Nano Boost, and Dragon Blade all at once, and I pretty much nullified all of them. And this right here is, well, that's just funny. Here was a cold reminder of how Transcendence can't heal teammates through surfaces. This Graviton is pulling me into the ground I'm standing on, so I can't get closer to my teammates even if I wanted to. At first I can't tell if the healing is working, but this boosted Reaper put that doubt to rest real fast. A nano boosted Death Blossom actually matches my ult's healing output point for point anyway, so if any of this Reaper's teammates decided to support him with more damage, my team was probably done for anyway. So remember what I just said about not having time to do anything other than keep moving forward to contest the point when it's on the verge of being capped?
What the fuck?
Why? Why didn't I just keep moving forward? This one moment of hesitation right here cost us from taking more valuable seconds off the clock. Yeah, I can see our Reapers still contesting, but from this angle you can't confirm that for sure. And you know what they say about assuming? It makes an ass out of you and May. I'm sorry. Attacking ends up being a long and grueling affair for us. I felt like my ult usage was on point and optimized for the whole round, but the enemy defense was just very, very solid. I couldn't even save this Roadhog with Trance and Harmony Orb at the same time. Just a crazy amount of sustained damage here. It took a lot of attempts, but we did eventually get it. The picks by our DPS really opened the way for us here.
Alright. Go to the point, guys.
Experience tranquility.
So both sides did end up putting a time on the board, and I wish I had more things to analyze about this set, but one of our teammates has to leave the game at a pretty inconvenient moment. And this pretty much kills our team's morale, and after failing miserably with the 1 minute we're given on attack, the rest of my team starts to leave. They didn't accept my peace offering. Bastards. Now, I do still play ranked matches other than the ones I record for YouTube, and I happened to get on a lucky win streak recently, so I'm currently on my career high at 33.99, only 100 away from master rank. But I'm not getting too excited. At this point I know better than to just bang my head against the wall and play ranked as much as possible. I might as well be running in place on a hamster wheel. Still, I'm glad to see this process is showing noticeable results. Analyzing and putting these videos together has taken a lot of my playtime away, but hey, if I'm not gaining rank, that playtime was never all that valuable to begin with. If your rank is stuck to, maybe just take a day or two to reflect and figure out what you can do to dig yourself out. The answers will probably be way simpler than you think.
You must learn from your mistakes.